Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn my hat around. Team that's actually winning in this godforsaken city right now.
Yeah, well, you guys asked for it. You wanted the team.
What is that picture doing next to you?
Oh, is that picture? Yeah, we just have it up in our. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It just caught me off guard because I've never seen it there before.
It's there every week.
Oh,
It sits in our living room. I just
usually you're just
I
covering it or something. Because yeah, I've never.
well, I mean, I was gonna try to have my head not be so far back, but then I see these are in the way. It doesn't fucking matter.
Whatever. Yeah, no, whatever.
Who cares?
We're the picture of professionalism, don't you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So.
Are
All
we
right.
live?
Yeah. We're recording.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Just complete cluster to start the show.
It's awesome.
It's like the ending of a SmackDown, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Only we're getting ours out of the way at the beginning of the show, so we can adjust later on.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get there. Welcome. It's Chris and Matt's wrestling pod, and I talk some wrestling, and I'm assuming we're gonna talk some Lions today too. Talk about the last.
That's all
week.
I'm interested in talking about. So.
Fair.
I got my Kool-Aid right here. I'm ready to go.
All right, yeah, let's do it. That doesn't look like Kool-Aid. That reminds me of the UV blue and lemonade we used to drink.
Yeah, well,
back in the day.
It actually is Kool-Aid mixed with lemonade.
There you go.
Yeah, no vodka.
No vodka. Yeah. So, very good. All right. Where do we want to start? I guess let's just start with last night. The CEO is finally here, Matt.
CEO. Nothing
Um,
like pandering for a chant.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna work, like, but yeah, it was very like ham-fisted, like.
Yeah.
I'm like, they probably would have started chanting it on their own. You didn't need to do that.
You mean like how they've organically started chanting for Osprey already?
Right. Also, I love she's like, oh, Gunther's not using that music anymore. Let me snatch it and remix it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mercedes is all elite. One of the worst kept secrets, but it's officially official. So, how are we feeling?
Meh.
Right.
That promo was terrible. She's been waiting how long to get back on, like that was, I don't know. I didn't care for her promo at all. We'll see, you know. If I were a betting man, 6-8 weeks from now, I don't think there's going to be much hype around her. That felt flat to me, and I know, like, I'm probably just being pessimistic because it's what I do. But I nothing about that presentation last night felt special. It all felt forced. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like Mercedes / Sasha, but I don't have the I'm definitely not part of the crew. I probably shouldn't admit that. I don't want them coming after me, but you know, she's fine. You know, that's pretty much how I've looked at her. You know, she has her moments where she is the best women's wrestler in the world, and then she also has moments where it's like, ooh. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, you know, well, yeah, I hope it does everything that they want it to do. I hope it. I mean, you know, they tried last night immediately. They're like, because she was going to be part of the, you know, she ended up being part of the closing angle. They threw the women on in the main event last night for I think gotta be no, not the first time, because Britt and Britain
Yeah,
Rosa did,
they've done it a few times.
but not very often. It was the first time
Right.
in quite a while that they've done it. Um, so yeah, I mean, let's just see how it goes.
Yeah, I back on our previous version of the podcast, I was very critical of her in the ring specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what I've seen of this character since she left WWE, I'm not impressed with. It's almost like she needs someone to kind of reel her in and fine tune it a little bit. Just flash and bling and then dance, and it was like, okay, we've seen that before. What else do you have for us? And the promo to just come out and like, oh, I love wrestling. I don't know if you heard, but Eddie Guerrero inspired me. Like
Right.
we know who you are. We
Right.
need to know why you're going to make a difference, and I just didn't get that last night.
Sure. But the other side of that is like, do we need another woman coming in here talking about how they're going to change the division and everything like that? Like, that's been the
Well,
MO of every high profile woman that they've brought in, and it's obviously it hasn't panned out that way. So
well, I don't know if you know this, but AEW is the only place where a women's revolution can go global because they have held one show outside of North America, which means they're the global leader in sports and entertainment, right?
yeah,
Right?
I
Like, what
guess.
a stupid line. Like, that's what I mean. Just like that, no, that's absolutely not true because, like, you've wrestled around the world with the other company.
Right.
Like, wasn't she in the first women's match in Saudi Arabia? If I, like,
No, she
wasn't,
was no. I don't even think she ever wrestled in Saudi Arabia.
I thought she did.
No, I don't think so.
I'll look it up while we're
Yeah,
BSing
I,
here.
I
But
want to say the first match in Saudi was Lacey Evans and Natalia. Um,
okay.
but yeah, regardless. But yeah, I get your point. And unless they're counting, because it sounds like she's gonna do stuff with New Japan still. So unless you're counting her going, working there, under the AEW banner, they got a relationship with CMLL. She,
Yeah.
unless you count that. But yeah, as far as them running shows outside of North America, it's one show a year at this point. It's not um it's not like they're going on big European tours and you know South America tours and all that kind of stuff. So,
Right. Whatever.
but yeah,
I hope it works out. Like I sincerely hope it works out for them. But
yeah,
uh, what I saw last night, okay. It to me, it's no different than when Saraya came in, uh, and Tony Storm and Ruby Soho. Like they come in with, oh, now you're really gonna see what they can do. Well, we'll see.
right, right. Um, that and I don't, we don't talk about ratings a whole lot because who really cares? But they her segment did like a million. Um, so everyone obviously was tuning in to see her. And then I guess everyone just assumed that she was done. They didn't do anything like if all she would have had to say is like I'll be watching the Riho Willow match, and by the way that's going to be the main event. Maybe then you get people to stick around. It's like, oh well, maybe she gets involved. They did do a good job later in the night of like showing kind of what went on with the match she got hurt in with Willow. Talking about that, and but so we'll see. Yeah, I like I said, I hope it all works out. I hope they get a return on their investment from her. Um, yeah, so that's about it.
She did wrestle at the third Crown Jewel event in 2021. She was defeated by her Becky Lynch and Bianca had a triple threat, and Becky won. So she has wrestled in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Thank you to our crack research team, i.e. Matt's smartphone.
Yeah, well, you
know. Other stuff, they're doing the Okada Kingston match next week. They're really loading up next week's Dynamite. They got the I Quit match with Christian and Cope. They got the Okada Kingston match. They're doing Jericho Hook, and there seems to be one other. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, the Lionheart is back, everybody.
That's right.
What a clown.
Yes. Lion Hook, their team.
Yeah, whatever. Lion shit for all I care.
Well, yeah. There was something else too, but I don't remember what it was now. But yeah, they sound like they're loading up next week's Dynamite in Toronto.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. We'll get to that.
Yes. Kyle O'Reilly's making his in-ring return this Saturday in on Collision. So, yeah. The Bang Bang Scissor game broke up.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I didn't understand why they needed to take Darby out. Like, he said last week he's going to climb Mount Everest. Just have him lose, and then he's off TV climbing Mount Everest. Like,
yeah.
No, let's break his ankle.
Gotta do the honors of the business, brother.
I get it, but they mentioned it during commentary, even like, oh, he's got.
What do you want from me? I've been complaining about shit like this about the company since it launched. Like, and for all the things they do right in the ring, they got a lot of stuff they did, like just dumb things that they overlook.
Yeah. But Ospreay though.
This is what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk a lot about promos this week. I have a feeling.
Bruv.
I know he's an Englishman, but he just hit one about 460 feet over the fence. What's
that in meters?
Who cares? I don't know.
Who cares?
I mean, that was an absolute home run.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw I'm not a fan of the guy, but I saw the Observer guys were talking about how if you're Triple H, you're probably looking at that and going, oh shit, we met he's come in and been an absolute stud right from the start. If he doesn't walk out of Double or Nothing as the champion, I don't know what they're doing. I know Swerve's been on the rise and everyone wants to see it. Will Ospreay I'm strapping the rocket to that dude right now. I'm not giving anyone else the opportunity.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it because they're clearly going to bring MJF is coming back at the pay-per-view and they're going to have to get him involved in the world title picture, I think. But
maybe, but it's because his beef is going to be with Wardlow and them, like whether it's Joe still or whether it's Swerve. Like I don't see him really going that route whenever he does come back.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, All In is like the absolute like latest that you can do that. Like if you want to have him win the belt in at Wembley, like that'd be fine. And plus, like you can still give the belt to Swerve next at Dynasty, and that's still what, like 4 months. Like not every reign needs to be like over 6 months or whatever, you know?
Sure. So I feel like they actually, when Punt came in, it was a different type of buzz,
Mm-hmm.
but he clearly wasn't going to be ready to carry the company in the ring, right?
Right.
Osprey is the guy that can come in, he can carry it in the ring, he can carry it on the mic. He looks like $1,000,000. He's somebody that hasn't had the WWE stink on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the guy they should be focusing on. Him, Swerve, MJF should be the centerpiece of whatever what they have going on. You want to throw Okada in there, maybe, but those three guys, I feel like you need to be your nucleus for the next year, and just like, let's try to do this thing with young guys that haven't been there before, and really make a run at it.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. So, anything else AEW related?
No, that there was. I thought there was something else, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't think of anything. Alrighty then. Moving on. Cody got his receipt on old Dwayne last Friday.
Yeah.
So that was nice. They almost missed it. It was almost the Brett HBK wheelchair bit all over again.
Right. Yeah, man. Just like I I'm already done with Dwayne. I like, if all the guy's gonna do is come out and run the same promo week after week and repeat himself over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
like, he's overshadowing the guy. Oh, you're my goosebumps.
Yeah.
He's overshadowing the guys that have made this whole thing really work. Like, I know they gave Seth the will you shut the hell up line, but
Mm-hmm.
I felt like Seth got completely railroaded in that thing. Like, he's the only one who didn't get an entrance. He just sat there quietly for the first half of it, and just like, I don't know.
See, I thought he came out looking pretty good because he's the one that first directly went at The Rock on the mic.
Yeah, maybe.
With the Mr. Midlife Crisis and the you've had your time, you can't have ours, and that kind of stuff. So I actually thought that's the strongest, if you want to use that terminology, that Seth has looked throughout this entire thing. But yeah, and then
I'm tired of seeing Dwayne as kind of the overlord of the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely like, I'm ready. I'm interested now, like, what the step after Mania is with this, or at Mania, between the dynamic between him and Roman.
Yeah, but see, I think that's why I think I keep going back and forth on it. One week they got me, the next week I'm like, I just want this to be over with.
Right.
Like, and where I'm at right now is like, I just want to get to WrestleMania so we can be done with this, because I'm not excited for it right now, because every week it's just dragging out the inevitable and nothing is really changing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we knew 2 weeks ago that the tag match was happening. Like, why are we Monday, I'll be there Friday, Monday night, I'll be there Friday to give you my response to your challenge. And then Dwayne flip that. Cody makes a challenge, and then Dwayne has to come out and say, no, but I'm issuing another challenge, and I want to hear from you Monday. And then on Monday, Cody's like, well, I'll see you Friday. Like, they're just dragging this on, and we know where it's going. Get to the point.
Yeah. They did, other than, Rock laid out the stipulation as far as bloodline, no bloodline, when he made the challenge, and then they added the caveat last week that, this is Cody's last chance.
Neck Tattoo just can't help himself with that stiff, huh?
Yeah, Yeah, part of me is like, okay. Part of me felt relieved because I'm like, okay, well, he's got to win then, because otherwise that's just yeah, right. And then I'm like, no, no, I've seen this movie before. He's an idiot.
Well, and not we haven't. Well, we can just jump ahead. Screw it. His promo on Monday. I really like the babyface Mike saying to Michael Cole, and at WrestleMania 40, you get to say Cody Rhodes has finished his story. Like, I don't know. Like, what if that's just a little foreshadowing of no, he doesn't get to say that.
I I don't know what the purpose would be of delaying it any longer. Like, it just I get the idea of the chase, but eventually like the regardless of what happens at like eventually the babyface has to get there. Like, you can't just like string people along on the chase endlessly. Like, because other people will just eventually. Well, look at last year. Everyone said last year, and now he's even more popular. I'm like, yeah, you really want to bank on that for a second year? Like,
Well, I mean, we're kind of getting into the weeds on this, but like, I wonder. Okay, we'll say he wins at Mania. How long until everyone starts to complain about all he does is overcome the odds and he's Super Cena 2.0 because he's lost two whole matches since he's come back. At some point, the internet fan base is gonna catch on to that and turn on him for that.
well,
Like,
but that's why I'm again advocating that he should not. He should win. He should not have the title for very long. He should lose to Gunther like in the summer at some point, late summer, early fall. Like, I'm fully on board with that plan. Like, I don't, I don't need Cody to go on some Hulk Hogan run now. I just need him to win the belt.
well, I hope for your sake he does.
He better, because I finally bit the bullet and bought my tickets for night 2 this week.
Oh man, I look forward to that angry text.
You won't get one because I'll throw my goddamn phone if he ends up losing.
Yeah, it's everything is there for, and I think that's part of the other reason why I'm just kind of like I want this to be over with at this point. Is I don't think either scenario's that exciting in terms of like I can't wait for it because we've waited 2.5 years almost for this to happen, and if he loses, like, man, so
yeah, I don't know. He's just like he's the guy. Like, I whatever. Anyways,
he's got to do it so he can go hand the belt to his mom.
Yes.
And cry and give us more crocodile tears about how much it means to him.
Yes.
What a pathetic. That promo was so pathetic. God, I can't stand that dude. That promo was so god awful. I can hand it to Dusty. I can hand it to Michelle. What about my wife? We solved racism.
I need Brandy to show up and ask The Rock who told him it was open mic night.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Ready for the Rock concert on Friday? That's the rumor.
That's what I hear. I've heard that.
I'm sure that's going to be a banger.
I'm sure that's going to be thrilling.
Maybe he'll remember the words to the song this time.
I doubt it.
You just got to put it on his wrist.
Yeah, he'll just write them on the back of the guitar.
Right.
So, yeah, the 2 chords he knows. See how many songs he can get out of that. So
I mean, Kiss made a career out of doing shit like that. So
they played 4, okay? They knew 4 chords at least.
okay.
Um, but in non rock, Roman, all that jazz news, um, we know who Gunther is facing. It's Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn won the gauntlet. So I think that was the right call. I know a lot of people want Gable. I don't know. Gable's one of those guys where I'm just not like, he just doesn't do it for me. Like, he's a fantastic wrestler. That's not what I'm saying. He just doesn't. I'm not attached, emotionally to him like a lot of people are.
Yeah, I get it. It's
So
it's in a different way. It's kind of Shelton Benjamin-esque. It's like, dude, that guy's great in the ring, but once the bell, when the bell rings and the match is over, there's not a lot there.
When the other bell rings.
Yeah. But also, I don't know. I don't think Sammy beating Gunther would be the right move either. So it feels like it didn't really matter who won the match. I think whoever it is just going to lose anyway.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. As again, they're at the point where they just gotta get the belt off of Gunther so that they can, have time to heat him back up to have either world title, whichever one it is, whether it's Cody's or the other one. So, but yeah, maybe he ends up winning. We'll see. I'm gonna guess. So I'm gonna go on a limb and gonna guess that match is on night 2 as well, so that they can avoid saying, his reign is, because if the match is on Saturday, the reign will be at 666 days.
Whatever.
So I'm gonna guess that they'll go with Sunday just to,
Why would that matter?
Well, they, I was gonna make a Satan joke, but I'm not going to. Yeah. So there's that's settled. What else? Oh, did you see the bullying angle with Candace and Maxine?
Yeah, whatever. Like, come on, man. It's everyone knows you're just doing Christian's gimmick. Like, come on. I don't know. Whatever. It's
Wow.
I get that they're trying to do something with that online thing, but I don't know that that's the way to do it.
Yeah, try to turn a negative into a positive. I just love how she stepped, she was doing that reverse worm, and Candace just kind of stepped in like, what are you doing?
Yeah. See, that I would have been fine with, and then this is why they boo you, blah blah blah. But how's your dead brother? Like, gee, come on. How many fucking wrestling companies are gonna do this?
All of them. Oh, you got a dead family member, huh? How can we exploit
that? That's great heat.
Bully Ray would be so proud.
Yeah, I'm sure he loved it.
Heat, brother. They're doing a 6-way ladder match for the tag titles, which seems wildly unnecessary, but whatever. Let's get 12 guys on the card. Sure.
Look, we got a bunch of guys that deserve to be on this card, and we need people to sacrifice themselves for the wrestling gods. So,
yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah. So,
hey, I mean, and people are already calling for the one team's going to pull one title down, one team's going to pull the other. that's how they'll split them up.
Sure, that works for me. I don't have an issue with that.
I do. Just split them up and have someone actually beat Judgment Day for the titles instead
Right.
of how they're gonna do it, where Judgment Day never lost the belts, so they stay strong, so Damian can cash in.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is they're gonna, they're not gonna end up winning. They're gonna lose the belts in that match, and that match is probably gonna be on night 1, and then night 2 when Drew beats Seth, he's gonna cash in on Drew. So,
And you'll be there for it
and I'll be there for it
in more ways than one.
Yeah. What else?
Oh, Andrade just brought his business from AEW over. He's doing I want to do business with you. Like,
Yeah.
Great job, guys. Way to come up with a new gimmick for him.
What were you doing over there? Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's better than we can come up with. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, Jimmy says he's going to beat the yeet out of his brother, whatever that means.
We'll find out. Yeah, Jimmy and Jay. Jay made the challenge, so we'll see if Jimmy accepts. I'm sure he will. And then I thought Drew and Seth had a good segment on Monday as well.
I didn't watch it.
Okay. Well,
I'm not going to go out of my way to watch CM Punk slander. So,
well, that's fair. That's true. I get it. Apparently, he and Booker T got into it at NXT yesterday.
I think that's bull crap.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Because why would he be like, oh, CM Punk and I almost got into it last night at NXT, but I don't want to put that out there. I don't want it to get on the internet. You dumb son of, like, you're on the internet when you said it. What are you, like, don't bullshit me. Come on, man.
This is an off mic conversation, but that I'm going to have on mic.
Right. Okay. Whatever.
Someone dug up the clip from Talk is Jericho of them telling the trash story, the locker room leader story.
Yeah, which one? Yeah. Oh God. How good would it be just for the chaos of it all if, like, that actually were a thing? And even when he's hurt, supposed to be down at NXT,
helping
he can't
out.
Stay out of trouble. Yeah. Right. He can't stay out of trouble. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, people were like, oh, see, I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I think you're gonna hear over the next few months as he ramps back up these backstage problems. And I think they're actually going to lean into it like he wanted to do over at AEW, but the piss boys couldn't be bothered to do business. Not that I'm bitter or anything about it.
They've officially announced he's on the Raw for Chicago here in a couple weeks. And I mean that they opened up the whole top, so they're gonna have that small stage like they did for Survivor Series there. I really want to see him be the special guest ref in that world title match.
Yeah, it's the perfect way to get him on the show.
Yeah, for sure. And then we've got some more Hall of Fame announcements this week. After it was before I posted the episode, but after we recorded, they announced the U.S. Express, which I thought was random, but okay. And then Muhammad Ali and Thunderbolt Patterson. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
The Hall of Fame class.
Sure is. Yep. That I won't be seeing.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect intended, but
No.
like none of that excites me. And
No, yeah. Heyman, like they were like, oh, okay. Like it definitely seems like Heyman's the head. Like people were wondering if he was actually going to be the headliner, if they were going to be someone else. I mean, I guess they still got time. They'll probably maybe announce one more person, maybe, but I got to imagine that Heyman's going to be the headliner, being in Philly and all that.
yeah, whatever. I think they've hit the point with the Hall of Fame that we've kind of all talked about for years. They inducted so many people, so quickly. You know, these large classes where like now they don't have real headliners left anymore, and the couple they do have, you know, if they're not available, they're not available. So,
and there are people still thinking that, especially since they announced that Wyndham and Rotunda were going in, that they're going to put Bray in this year, but we'll see.
I mean, yeah, never mind.
No. Yeah, I think that was it as far as WWE goes this week. Yeah. Oh, they got us in-ring sponsor for all the PLEs now.
Yeah, you know, I've realized I've become the old guy that is just like, oh God, this is terrible.
Right.
I hate that with every fiber of my being, but
right. Sure.
It was pretty clear when the company got sold that they were anything they can slap a sponsorship on, they're going to do it. So
right.
It's going to end up like NASCAR, and you know, I'll hate it every step of the way. I mean, it's bad enough when they have this match is brought to you by Dave's Body Shop of Pensacola, Florida. You know, we'll get the dings out, and then they plaster, you know, up and down the ring posts and on the light screens and all that. Like that's terrible to begin with, and now we're just gonna have it on the ring too. It just, ugh.
Yeah, because you know, nothing bad can happen when you add a paid sponsorship.
Yeah, nothing bad can happen.
Nothing.
And it, you know, Logan Paul has been the symbol of not being controversial and doing things the right way too. So, you know,
I got to share the press release at work though, and be like, "Hey, look," and oh wow, that's so cool.
yeah, yay!
Thanks for sharing, Chris.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then that dolt got to announce SummerSlam is going to be in the Mistake
land
by the Lake.
Yeah. Woohoo.
It's only like an hour and a half, hour and 40-minute drive from where we live too.
Yeah.
Yep. And guess who can't go? Because he's got one Saturday wedding on the books this year in August. You care to guess what Saturday that is?
August 3rd?
Yeah, damn right.
Wow.
Every year, dude. Every single year.
Yep.
Whatever. Love you, honey.
Pays the bills.
Whatever.
All right. Let's talk these Lions, huh?
Let's do it.
Free agency started earlier in the week. And they made some moves. the big one came today, actually, with the signing of DJ Reader, defensive tackle from formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals. Prior to that, the big one was the trade for Carlton Davis from Tampa to help with the cornerback problem. So,
yeah, I feel like in totality, what they've done, they've gotten better already on defense, and that's what they needed to do.
mm-hmm.
So, the move today, I think, is the most important move they've made the entire time. It's going to be the most important move they make all offseason. Right, unless they do something crazy in the draft.
Right.
But I think DJ coming in is going to make that entire defense better as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
It's drastically going to improve a front seven that was already really good against the run. But I mean, what he brings to the table is essentially like now offenses have a choice. You either double team Hutch, you double team McNeil, or you double team Reader.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't double team all three.
Right.
And if you do, our other end or a blitzing corner or linebacker is going to get to your quarterback.
Right.
He's gonna change how teams have to play us. It's gonna let them, if they need to, just rush four and sit back in coverage. And he was cheap. They got him for so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I think the number I saw was like with incentives and stuff is like 13.5, something like that.
Yeah,
but
I know.
only like nine of it counts against the cap.
It's $9 million guaranteed, is what it is. That much I know. But
right.
It's like 2 years, 27, I think.
Up to 27
up
with
to 27.
incentives.
Right.
But I think on the books he's only supposed to be like 9.5, which
right.
is when you looked at Eric Armstead got 17.5 to leave San Francisco. Like that's a steal.
Right.
And I know there's Carlton Davis falls into this too. There's concerns about injury history. I am a little worried. Like they played this game last year, and then CJ got hurt, and then Mosley got hurt literally 2 plays into his season.
Right.
I'm a little worried about them, picking up more guys that have a history of injury problems because the biggest issue they faced last year, they couldn't keep guys on the field.
Yeah.
And we're playing this game again. I hope it doesn't bite us.
Right. Yeah. No. Of course. Yeah. No. I've liked what they've done. They re-signed Glasgow, which was I think the most important out of the two, him and Jonah. Glasgow was the more important one to get locked down. And Jonah ended up going out to LA. Yeah, I think for them, I think they've done about as good as you could expect.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I mean, you could definitely hope for more, but given their track record, like I don't think if you're expecting anything more, like I just think you were fooling yourself.
Look, I don't think it was wrong to think that they should have been in on Sneak. And I know they don't want to pay a guy that isn't one of their own that they haven't had in the room. I get all that. But I do think I would have rather seen them make that move than the one for Davis. But, hopefully they found a diamond in the rough, so to speak, with Davis. And he is a true number one like he says he is.
Mm-hmm.
The stats say otherwise.
Well, see, but that's the thing. It depends on what stats. I mean, you can make stats say you can find whatever stats you want to find to bolster your argument.
I disagree because like the stats when you talk about a Sauce Gardner or a Patrick Surtain, like the stats show that they're L'Jarius Sneed, like this dude's elite. I think for Davis to come in and say I'm a lockdown number one. Well, the numbers show that that's just not true. Maybe you are when you play exclusively man, but no team in the league plays exclusively man.
They don't play
So you're
exclusive, but
clear.
the Lions play a lot of man though.
Sure, sure. And that's what I mean. I hope he's a number one like he says he is, but so far in your career, you haven't proven that, and the numbers back that up.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
I think the most important part of it is he better than Jerry Jacobs? Yes. The guy that they signed from the Raiders, is he better than Vildor? Yes. Like everyone said, they got to get better in the secondary. I think they did get better. I would like to see them add one more player back there, but I don't know that they're going to have the money to do that. So they're probably going to have to get someone in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's exactly what I'm, depending on how it shakes out. Maybe they move up to go get a guy that fits that role, but also I could see them just being like, look, we got first, second, third round picks. They're getting some compensatory picks for losing CJ, for losing Jonah Jackson. They might just say, look, we're going to fill depth at the offensive line and in the secondary with we'll fill the secondary in the second or third round like we did with Brian Branch last year. And hey, we're going to use a first round pick to shore up this offensive line, invest in one of our strengths.
Mm-hmm.
They still need to go get a wide receiver at some point here, because you can't have Khalif Raymond as your number 2/number 3. You just
go
can't.
Get Mike Williams. He'll probably be cheap too.
If Mike Williams were willing to come in on a Josh Reynolds type of deal from 2 years ago, I'd absolutely consider it. I don't know if I do it, because he's another one who can't stay on the field because he's always hurt. So, but I would consider it. Ideally, I'd love Josh to be like, you know what? I don't need the extra $4 million a season or $2 million a season, whatever he can get elsewhere, and just says, I want to go back here because I know Jared's got my back. I'm gonna get the ball, but I'm not gonna blame the guy if he goes out there and snags, $8-10 million a season.
Right? Yeah. If someone's willing to pay it, then yeah, go get your money.
Same with Jonah Jackson. I'd have loved to see him stay, but if he's gonna get 17, sorry.
The guard market was nuts this year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. And like I said, I get it to a certain extent, but I just wasn't. It was the same thing with the trade deadline. Like I just didn't. I set my expectations where I thought they needed to be, and I ended up not being disappointed then either. So,
I mean, look, like I just said, did they get better on defense? Yeah, I don't know. Or in the secondary specifically, I don't know that they got significantly better, and that could still be a problem for them. It does worry me that the Eagles are reloading. The Niners have brought in players. The Packers are tooling up. There is a little bit concerned that everyone around them was like, we're going to get some studs. But also, the Lions have done such a good job drafting that they didn't have as many holes as some of these other teams. So
right.
That helps too.
Yeah, I don't know. My thought has been, I'm not going to quote unquote drink the bathwater, like as Valeni likes to put it, of Brad Holmes, but also I don't know. He in 3 years he built this team to a point where they got to the NFC Championship game, and then, yeah, they had some luck as far as how things fell. You get in the second home playoff game and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, you don't apologize for that stuff. You play the games, you play the games that are in front of you. So, this year, if they take a step back, then yeah, then it's time to reevaluate and be like, okay, now we gotta go about this a different way. But until that happens, I'm not gonna overly criticize.
All right.
So
I don't know. I'm maybe it's just the lifelong Lions fan in me of like I keep bringing it up, but people keep talking about this window. I don't know that you've got this 5-6 year window that you think you do because they're already running up against cap concerns. So like, yeah, hopefully it works out. But if it doesn't, we're always going to look back and go, man, what if they would have just gone and got L'Jarius Sneed, or if Davis gets hurt again and can't stay on the field, like that's going to stick in the back of our mind. And I know these are hypotheticals. You can't worry about hypotheticals, things that haven't happened yet. But it's the trade deadline and then the off season of like, well, we didn't go get that big name. Okay, I hope it works for you, but at some point, all the good teams end up in going and getting a name, or 3 or 4, depending on the franchise.
Right. I don't know. I mean, they went out and got a name last year. Like, it was a 1-year prove it deal, but they went out and got a name. They got CJGJ, and how did that work out? He got hurt 3 games in, and so I don't think just go out just because you go and get a quote unquote name, it means it's automatically gonna work the way you want it to either. So
yeah, I mean, again, we don't know, but I would think if CJ were on the field all last season, I don't think that defense would have been nearly as problematic as it was.
maybe. I mean, obviously, safety play was not the issue, and that's, I mean, if he's on the field, then we don't get the breakout from Melifanu either. So that we ended up getting at the end of the year. So
whatever, good riddance.
Go back to Philly.
Yeah, go crawling back. Apologize.
Yeah. I'm sorry. But yeah, was there anything else from the league that stuck out to you?
Well, I mean, the Lions extended MCDC and Brad Holmes.
Oh yeah. That happened today too. Sure.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
No, good. I mean, that was good for them. As far as around the league, it's funny to me, all these teams investing 8, 9, $10 million into running backs. When we've proven here, you don't have to spend that kind of money on running backs to be successful. But
yeah,
not my money.
Right.
The Ravens are my B team. I don't like that Derrick Henry signing at all. Maybe behind that offensive line and in that scheme, he'll be 85% of what he used to be.
Right.
But it still doesn't solve the problem that Lamar can't throw the football. So
right.
We'll see.
Yeah. I like the musical chairs with running backs that NFC North has been doing.
Yeah. And we got the best one of the bunch.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just in the last, 3 or 4 years, it's just hilarious how, like, Jamal comes here from Green Bay, and then Montgomery comes here from Chicago. Now Swift, after a little stop in Philly, goes to Chicago from here, and Aaron Jones goes to Minnesota from Green Bay, and yeah, it's just funny how that all. It's like, man, just kind of ultimate laziness. Oh yeah, we saw this dude twice a year for a while. Yeah, let's sign him.
It's we didn't even talk about this earlier with DJ, but like that's the other thing. The Lions were great against the run last year. They watched these other teams go get running backs, and they went, okay, we'll just get even better at stopping the run, and your big offseason acquisition isn't going to pan out for you. Right. At least not against us. So,
yeah.
Brad's out here playing chess, and the rest of these guys are playing checkers. I love it.
That's right. It's nice to see someone else be an absolute dumpster fire. Thank you, Carolina Panthers.
What do you mean?
I just like, they They could have traded Burns like not this year, but the year before for like a first, and they didn't, and now they're like second and a fifth.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking. I thought they got what the best they were going to get for him.
Now, but like I'm saying, if they
Yeah,
would have done it before, and then then they wouldn't be
I was.
without a first round pick this year.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like this week and not so much the last 2 years. But yeah, you're right.
But even like they signed the one guard to like an insane amount, and I know like they need an offensive line, but like Jesus.
Yeah. They got to protect their 5'7" quarterback. What do you want?
Fair. Yeah.
Now, speaking of dumpster fires,
yeah,
your guys got rid of their quarterback and they're selling off like any asset they have.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
Whatever. Tear it all down. Whatever. Who cares? Like,
I got the Lions now. I don't need the Broncos.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's just, when you gotta, you send Russ packing and you end up with $85 million in dead cap over 2 years, you gotta make some changes, and it's like, Jerry. It's not like Jerry Jeudy was lighting the world on fire.
Sure.
Releasing Simmons surprised me, but other than that, I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah. I was surprised Kirk Cousins got the deal he got.
Kirk Cousins is the Jeff Jarrett of the NFL. He's going to get that
right.
bag.
He's got more career earnings than like Brady.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So.
But that division is such hot ass that he's probably going to be the one that gets them over the hump, and it'll pay. He'll pay for himself if they can just get a playoff game out of him.
Yep.
A home playoff game. So.
Yep. Yeah, that interesting. Where the Bears, man, you were talking about it, but like now it's like, Justin Fields, anybody? who's left that like really would take a flyer on him over trying to draft one of the quarterbacks this year. Like, there's not really anyone left because like Atlanta got their quarterback, Seattle or Pittsburgh decided, yeah, we're just gonna pay Russ $1 million and call it good. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
I'm starting to like kind of hope that the Bears draft Caleb Williams. So many people for a generational talent, there are a lot of these experts that are like, I don't know, like he's not as locked in as people think he is, and like, man, it would be nice to see them pass on like a Marvin Harris. Like, I'm more worried about Justin Fields with DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet, and Marvin Harrison than I am Caleb Williams with DJ Moore and no other receivers around him. You know what I mean?
Well, they would probably draft one at 9. I mean, it wouldn't be Marvin Harrison, but they'll get, a Dinze or Neighbors. They'll get one of those at 9.
They maybe.
I mean, maybe they decide to go.
It's the Bears. They might be like, yeah, it's the Bears. They might be like, oh, we need a cornerback.
It's it's this year. It's quarterback heavy. It's receiver heavy. It's cornerback heavy, and it's offensive line heavy. It's especially in the first round. So.
J.J. McCarthy's going to be a top 5 pick. Someone's going to ruin their career making that pick.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe nothing. That dude has got Trey Lance written all over him.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, all the measurables. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I hope he goes to New England and falls on his face.
I just don't want him to go to Minnesota because I don't want to have to boo him.
Yeah. Eh.
So
I'd enjoy that. So.
I know you would, but I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, no. Sorry, JJ. But that, and I wouldn't want to have to root for him to be a bust. Like, I want him to do well. If he goes to Minnesota, I'm like, no, you got to suck. Sorry.
I'm rooting for him to be a bust no matter what. So
I hope he goes to the Broncos.
oh, God. He's not going to fall that far.
No, he's not. He's not.
Didn't you hear he's the greatest quarterback that ever came through Michigan?
I mean, the GOAT says so. So
Yeah,
take his word for it.
Ann Arbor Jesus.
Hey, it's amazing what a little meditation can do for you.
Speaking of people I'm actively rooting to watch fail. I really look forward
Chargers.
I look forward to watching Taylor Swift's boyfriend and Kermit the Frog run him out of the league.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. It's an awful long time to be gone to all of a sudden jump back in and be like, yeah, we got this.
What do you mean I can't steal the other team's playbook? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
The Red Wings end up losing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's why I made the comment about what could go wrong when you add a sponsored whatever.
Yeah.
I think they ended up getting blown out again. It was 2-1 before we hopped on. I shut it off because I'm like, I'm not doing that this week.
Good.
But
ooh, we got better by not making a move at the deadline. We could just call up pieces.
Yeah.
I know Dave Dombrowski became the GM of the Red Wings last week. I've got 5 MLB ready arms in the minors right now.
So,
okay.
I'm not like that part. I'm not upset about. Like, I'm not really upset about that because the market was ridiculous. The trade deadline, the market at the trade deadline was absolutely insane this year. So I'm not like super. Let's see, what was 4-1? Good lord. Jesus. Whatever. Missed the playoffs. I don't need that stress in my life in the spring.
Oh, come on. April and the D's a good time.
Yeah, sure it is. Sure it is. Fucking assholes.
Just think we're only a couple weeks away from complaining about the Yankees on this pod every week. That season's already heading to the toilet.
I was gonna say they're already in mid-season form with Garrett Cole hurt already, and
Aaron Judge can't swing a bat yet. Like, yeah. Good, yep. Just brilliant. Can't wait.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Oh well, the show hits Game Pass next week, so I can play the Jeter mode and.
The show hits my PlayStation in about an hour and 39 minutes, and I can't wait.
I'm sure.
Got that digital deluxe pre-ordered, fired up, already downloaded. I'm ripping packs right at midnight, baby. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing Diamond Dynasty this year.
I'm doing it all. This is my time. Look forward to this game every year, man.
Yeah.
New Timberlake album comes out at midnight.
That's right.
With that banger new NSYNC song on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be awesome. Have you heard that one yet?
I have not. I told you I was waiting for the full album. I'll listen to it all tomorrow at some point. I saw NSYNC showed up at his concert last night.
Yeah, and JC was carrying the whole band as usual. No, that concert or those clips last night were it's kind of cool to see them all together. But the new song with the five of them is, I mean, it's 2001 ish. They got the harmonies going and everything. It was pretty jacked.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple clips. The one it was when the curtain peeled back and they were singing "Gone" a cappella. I'm like,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Just cancel this tour, Justin, and just announce the NSYNC tour. It's like Taylor who? Eras tour who?
Calm down.
No, I know. But it'd be close.
Yeah, I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, no, I'll listen to that tomorrow at some point. Listen to the whole thing. I'm sure I'll texting you with like, well, it's better than Man in the Woods.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've heard 5 songs off of this album, and it's already better than that. But I don't know what I've heard so far. The NSYNC song's probably the best one. I like that Selfish tune is really. I've started to really like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, we didn't even talk about John Cena walking naked out on the stage at the Oscars. How awesome was that?
Sure. You mean his humiliation ritual?
Yeah. Right. Right. Thanks, Jessica Irvine. Irvine, whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Stupid name. No, it was kind of like it was wild to see like John Cena on stage at the Oscars, like kind of sealing the show a little bit, like good for him. And then the very next presenter was Dwayne and Bad Bunny. It's like, oh shit, WWE stars are out at the Oscars.
Wrestling's taking over Hollywood.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And look, did you see the I'm Just Ken performance?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Gosling killed it. Yeah. That was the highlight of the whole night.
Yeah.
And your boy was on stage.
Yeah, he was. So. I did see that. So.
Next to my boy. So
yeah. Are you getting his blues album?
I'll listen to it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna treat that like the Andre 3000 flute album. Yeah, he made an album, all right.
Yeah. We're just rambling here, so you can feel free to shut this video off at any time. Like and subscribe before you do, though. That'd be a real big help. So I found a podcast that I thought I was going to like, but it ends up not so much.
Oh. Well, what's that?
It's called Games with Names. It's Julian Edelman's podcast.
Oh, Julian Edelman. Kiss my ass.
So, what the premise is, and I've known he's had a podcast with this name, but I've never known I thought it was just him talking football or whatever. But it's all about, each episode is about a famous game, and they either have someone associated with that game or someone who has like some sort of other emotional connection or whatever to that game. So I scrolled through because I'm like, oh, that could be interesting. So I scrolled through one of the episodes he did a couple years ago was the fake spike game against the Cowboys, and Calvin was on. And then he also did an episode on the Iron Man match between Brett and Sean.
Oh, okay.
So I listened to the Calvin one, and it was fine. The problem is that like him and this co-host that he has, who's some comedian, I don't know. They talk for forever. Chargers are trading Keenan Allen to the Bears for a 4th round pick.
Well, that could be a problem.
Yeah. Um.
Now I hope they keep Justin Fields. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Anyways, this comedian co-host that he's got, like, it takes them forever to like bring on the guests, and so it's just So I was like, all right, that was okay. And then I started listening to the Iron Man match one, and it was just them talking wildly and accurately about wrestling and I'm like, nope, I can't do it. Can't do it.
See, I liked Edelman when I saw him on the New Heights podcast. And then I keep seeing clips of his show. And the other day he had Lewis Black on, and I love Lewis Black, the comedian.
Yeah, that's the last episode. He's on there to talk about the game where Ripken broke the record.
Yeah. All I heard was him shit talking the Yankees, and I'm like, go to hell. Like, you and your stupid Boston hat and all those stupid New Englanders, go to hell. Like, I'm done. Yeah. Like, it was an instant block. Like, I won't even see his stuff on TikTok anymore. I'm not gonna be able to see anything on TikTok, apparently.
Right.
You want me to go off about that? I can do that too, since we're just rambling at this point. But I'm not gonna hear anything from that asshat anymore.
Yeah. So those were really only two ones that I'm like, oh, I'll check that out. The only one that was like even remote. Well, no, there were two that were like, I'm definitely not listening to those. One of them was Game 4 of the 04 ALCS, and I don't even remember who he had on to talk about that. Might have even been Ortiz. I don't know, but I'm like, nope. And the other one was Robert Horry was on to talk about Game 5 of the 05 finals, and I'm like, yep, not listening to that either.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that with you, to watch you get visibly angry every 15 seconds.
Every time I hear that goddamn Rob Thomas song, still to this day. This is how a heart breaks. Shut up, Rob Thomas.
Whatever you do, don't leave Ori open. I'm such a hater.
Yeah. All right. I think that was it. Let's get out of here.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, like I said, like and subscribe, share, all that good kind of stuff. We'll be back next week. We get closer to Mania. We get closer to... Or will we not be back next week?
No, we will.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, we will. I might be in a hotel room. No, that's 2 weeks from now. Never mind. Yeah, we'll be back next week.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So. Oh, happy birthday, Matt, by the way.
Oh.
Early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just remembered I still have your Christmas present that is now going to be a birthday present that I got to get to you at some point.
Well, whatever. I don't care.
I'm like, oh yeah, I never gave that to him.
I don't think I've seen you in person in like months.
Yeah, since we saw Iron Claw right before Christmas.
No, look at that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So. All right. Till next time, people. See you.